switching to the Canva app shortly so that we can kick off from where we left off yesterday. Okay, so for those of us who were around yesterday, how many of us tried to work on designs? Yeah, someone sent to me, Chinamaram sent something to me this morning. So yeah, I'm wondering how many of us tried out something. So at some point in what we are doing today, if you are working on your phone or on your laptop, I'll be glad if you can just probably do share your screen. Just notify me in the chat section, and I would grant you access to share your screen so that we can see what you're able to work on, okay, or what you are currently working on your Canva. Okay, so we can do that sometime in the course of the class today. I'll be glad to see that we're actually putting it to work. So I'll be moving straight to the Canva app, and let's see how much we can cover. All right. So yesterday I mentioned the basic class we are running is for Canva. Why? Because it's a convenient tool for people to design on the go and for beginners. Once we get an advanced class on Corel or Photoshop, you find out there's a whole lot more tools, whether we are using Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop. We have a wide variety of tools that you can use to create several effects. But Canva makes it easy, but there are also restrictions, but you can do amazing stuff. You can really do amazing stuff with Canva. Okay, so we were on designs yesterday. Let's see what we worked on yesterday. This was what we did. So what we did yesterday, and we tried to look at the various tools of Canva. Okay, various tools of Canva. And I mentioned, and it's worth mentioning again, that for a lot of us who are starting out in graphics design, you need to first of all build your archive of concepts. You know, for someone who has gained experience over the years, you're able to think up designs from your head. For someone who is starting out, you may not have that experience. So what you do is always look at designs, always save designs, and get inspiration from other designs. Okay, and you can now find how to tweak it or modify it to what you are doing. Okay, so you don't have any concepts in your head and you now still want to design from scratch. What will come out will not make sense. That's just the truth, because you don't have a library or an archive of designs to inspire you. So that's what we call the mood board. Okay, I still do that when I create websites. When I do that, I create my mood board. I have like 4 or 5 designs I've seen that are a source of inspiration. And I found out even the best of designers still do that. And that's why when a client sees you, gives you a website, they tell you, okay, take a look at these 2 websites to have an idea of what I want. Do you get? Not for you to directly lift it sometimes, but for you to get inspiration from there, right? So we did this yesterday. And I tried to explain the first concept, which is your background. And you can see from the side menu here, you can add uploads. Uploads are pictures you import from your local drive, from the web, or from any other place. Those are what you have in your uploads, pictures that you uploaded yourself. Okay. You also have photos. Photos are pictures that you get from Canva, from the Canva platform. We have elements. Elements are usually your lines, your shapes, your frames, your stickers, charts, and gradients and other cool stuff. Okay, icons too. You can get them under elements. Your text is where you get your text for your design. Your audio and videos are for when you are creating either animation or videos. Then your background is for your image, okay? The background of whatever template you are using is controlled from here. And then folders, you can create your designs and store them in folders. So I showed a shortcut to designs yesterday, and I said that shortcut is always getting a good background. So let me add a new page. Always getting a good background that gives you less work to do. And we said when looking out for background, you should also always look out for headroom, which is actually room or space for you to drop your text. Okay. I mentioned using free tools like FreePick and Pixabay. So we're looking at different examples. Okay, like this picture of this guy here. You find out this is freepick.com. Find out you have a lot of room on his left to write. So if I use this picture, I see where to place my text. Okay, because most times you are creating flyers, you are creating infographics, and you want to put some form of information or at least your brand name. So you must have space to write. This is the one we use, the guy here, and we have space. If you're going to use this lady here, you need to be able to maximize the space in front of her here, okay? Some cases you don't have space and you have to creatively add space. I'll see if I can get into that on how you can creatively add space for your text, okay? The lady here too. Okay, so we've also mentioned the fact that you should use, try as much as possible to use blacks when you are doing designs for our own setting here, because it helps to easily connect. It helps to easily connect to your audience, especially if your audience is a Nigerian audience. It does a better work of connecting to the audience than when you are using whites. So keywords you can put in your search could be, you can see here I put black fitness. I can put African American is another keyword. Sometimes you can also use Afro American. So you see African American is more precise. You can see the lady, the guy, all the people we have here now are blacks. Okay, when you use blacks, it helps to appeal more to your audience. You can see it's a black skin guy, black skin, let's say brown skin, whichever one you decide, but it helps to appeal better to your audience, okay, than when you use the whites. So, so we said these images help to create a shortcut for you to see where to write because they have headroom. So that's about what we did yesterday. Let me go back to Canva. So we brought in the image here, added our text, added our logo, and we added a transparent background. You can see I've moved it away. Even though this also looks nice, we just put it so that you would get to see the font clearly. All right, so let's move to another style we wanted to attempt yesterday, and let's see how fast we can quickly achieve that. Okay, so as I'm moving, I'll be touching the tools again and how you can achieve different effects. All right, so we said we wanted to achieve this. Let's say this is our design inspiration, still for the same club 042. Okay, this is our design inspiration that we want to achieve. Yes, another thing worth mentioning is, I mentioned this yesterday, is that you need to know where your design is going to be placed so that you design with that dimension in mind. I said if you're posting to social media, maybe Instagram or Facebook, you can work with 1000 by 1000 pixels. Pixels is the standard unit for design. Okay. For print, you have feet and inches. For some other places, you have meters and centimeters. But when you design, you work with pixels. So it's usually a square format or a ratio of 4:3 for your designs for Facebook posts, social media posts. If you are doing banners, I think Facebook banner is 1,200 times 800. So it's good to always know your dimension so that your template that you start with will be that dimension. Okay. If you know the dimension of your design, especially if you are doing designing for print, you need to find out, like business card is I think is 3.5 meter, no, 3.5 cm times 2.5 cm. I think that's what it is. For business cards, for 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 A4, I think that's 297 by 210, and for A5, I think is 148 by 210. I think so. If you're doing a flyer for print, it's A5 size. Okay, this flyer design here is for print flyer. So a print flyer is different from a social media flyer. Okay, so I'm doing a social media flyer, I may not likely be using this dimension here. Okay, so it's worthy of note to always take note of the dimension of what your design will be used for. And let me just quickly come out. When you are creating a design, you have templates. So whenever you choose a template from here, it automatically helps you get the dimension for what you are doing. If not, you can create a custom one here, and just you go to create a design. I see create a design here, and you can go to custom size. You get, when you go to custom size, you can see width times height. So in design, I see a lot of people start saying length times breadth, and I'm like, don't confuse yourself. The dimensions we work with in design, okay, because your design is flat, is not what we are seeing on your screen, is just width times height. That's how it works, okay? The design dimension is width times height. When you start saying length, people are confused because generally your length is the one that is wide or the one that is going up. So for graphics design, we use width times height, so you don't confuse. I know this caused a problem once with a client once, for a design that they were going to print, confusing themselves with length and breadth. And I followed what they said, and they didn't know which was the actual, one that they wanted. So just wanted to mention that. So know your dimensions. Let me get back to my design. So we have a task to reproduce this design, okay? So let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do here. So let's start. I always like to start from the background, but like I said, there's no hard and fast rule. You can choose how to proceed, but I always start from the back to the front, and that's the image background. So if we look at that image in the background, is like a skyline. What do you think? Looks like a skyline. So I may not get exactly this, but let's see how close we can get to this using Canva. So as usual, I go to Google and I just type skyline. And I start showing me movie. I guess as much. So let me call it city skyline. And I mentioned when you are looking for images in Google, when you go on Google to search for images, the usual results shown would probably fall under the all category. all category will show images or show web pages, show common questions and all of that. But you move to the category of images. When you click images, it shows you purely images. It shows you purely images, okay? So that you can focus on what you need. So I'm just going to take a random one. Take a random one, a random one, a random one, a random one. That's the thing about design. When you start now, start checking for which one is the random one to take. Okay, let's see. Which one should be my random image? Okay, let me go with Panama. Hoping this helps me achieve. So the image is still blurry because it's loading. You know, sometimes if I really want to ascertain how high, and we've also mentioned getting high resolution images. I'm not using images with watermark. Okay, so if I hover my mouse over it, I'll see 1550 times 1033. So if you are using a low resolution image, it will often be lower than 1000 or 800. Okay, now this is still blurry. Sometimes your image can be expanded and still blurry. So if I open image in new tab, you see it's a false dimension. So let me find, please mute your mic. Please, mic is done. Okay, so let me go for this Panama City skyline. Okay, so copy image. I hope this one will even help all around. Okay, let's just see how it goes. So copy image. Now you mentioned that you can just copy an image directly from your browser. Now don't copy an image from the thumbnail. If you copy an image from the thumbnail, you will get a low resolution image by default. You have to click that image for it to open up like this before you start copying. I hope you understand. Don't copy the image from the thumbnail. It will still be low resolution till you click the image and it loads up. Once it loads up, you have a higher resolution. If you want to see the image in full, you open image in a new tab. And to show you that image, you see, it's a big image, okay? So I copy my image. You can save it to your laptop and import, it depends. So let me keep my reference picture on one side. So I come here and paste, okay? And that's my picture. Right click it and set image as background. Okay, so you see now I have my image as background, covering the whole background. So what effects will I want to add to my image? So very often I doubt you can edit your image as a background. So I'm going to have to manually create my effects. Okay, no voila. Okay, yeah, you can still add your effects. Let's see. Okay, beautiful. I can still add my effects. I need to be sure. Okay, so one of the effects I wanted to put is if it was colored, because of what I want to achieve, I would like to desaturate it or just make it grayscale. Okay, it's either I'm desaturating it, which is under saturation, or I go to my filter. If I go to adjust, see what I said about saturation, make it very colorful or make it have no color. Okay, when you increase saturation, you increase all the color. When you reduce saturation, you know. So I can decide to do it from here or go to the filter. So it's black and white. Then I'm going to make it transparent, which is good enough. So it's like, we're not seeing it now. That's the effect. That's the beauty of. I'm going to say it shock you. What do I mean? My mind is just. That's what happens when you start getting creative. Your mind starts working because you have a design to do. So you can see the idea of having this is not meant to it's a background. It's not meant to be very obvious. Okay. Okay, this one was a little obvious. So maybe I can increase my transparency. But you see, they also had an effect. It was not all over the image. Okay. But let's make it a little bit more visible. But it adds an effect to my background. Adds an effect to my background. Okay. It's not taking away the shine from the major focus, but it's giving that nice effect to my background. So next thing I want to do is I want to have the fitness lady, okay, that is facing front. So let me go back to my fitness people. Where are you? Where are you? Who should I take today? Let's take this boy. I don't want the boy is the boy for me. I mean, he's not a very cute, cheerful American boy. So let's go with this guy. Let's see. Okay, now for this one, I think I would have to download. Let me see if I can paste it directly. No, I cannot paste it directly. I cannot paste it directly, so I have to download. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to come to that too. So if I take this guy, if I take this cute boy here to, oh, sorry about that. Yeah, if I take the boy to, if I bring the boy here, find out the boy has his own background. So I won't be able to achieve what I want to do. So that brings us to removing of backgrounds, okay? So that's another important part in your design. And always remove backgrounds, remove people from backgrounds that are not too noisy. The noisier the background, sometimes the more it affects. But over time, softwares have become more, have built a higher degree of artificial intelligence to be able to bring out people from backgrounds. But as much as possible, try to get people that have little or no um, 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 that have little interference in their background, little noise in the background. When I mean noise, like there's different stuff showing in the background. It's easier when people have a plain background to take them out neatly. So I have this boy, and I want to remove his background. Okay. So where's my boy here? So from free pick, I will just download. Okay, so I have my image. Oh, I'm seeing another cute picture of the boy. That cute one over there. Okay, let me just take one. What is the style? Okay, so we'll go with the one. So I already have my portrait of a cheerful Afro-American boy saved on my laptop. So this tool can help you. It's called remove.bg. Okay, remove.bg. It helps you to remove background, and it's a totally free tool. Okay, it's totally free tool. And it also has APIs, so it can be used in other things like your mobile apps and all of that. Okay, so all you just have to do is go to remove.bg and upload your image. So I'm going to look for the image on my laptop. Okay. So portraits. Where did my image go to? Okay, yeah, portrait. I've seen it. So I import the boy, from my laptop. And it's uploading. It's uploading. This upload is long. Okay. Let's give it some time to work. Hoping this is not my network. Beautiful. See the cute boy there with no background. So just download him from there. And now, images with transparent background are always in PNG formats. Always note that. Especially when you do a logo with someone and tell the person, give me my logo with transparent background. The format that will be sent to you is PNG. Whenever you save in JPEG, JPEG automatically adds a background. So even if your image does not have a background, immediately you save as JPG or JPEG, JPEG format, it automatically adds a background to it. So if there's no background, it automatically adds a white background. Okay, so images without background can save. PNG can also have background, but PNG can save without background. Please note that an important fact, especially when people are sending files for you. So I've downloaded our cute kid over there. Let's show in Finder. Okay, so copy him from my system. And yep, I take out this other one here and Control V. I bring in my cute boy over here. Let's move this fitness one side first. Why I'm keeping this fitness picture is just so that we can have it as a guide. So you see, I brought in the guy on our background. Isn't he just cute, dude? So now, notice the boy is like the major focus. So I think we're making progress on this journey. So let's see. All right, so I have the boy. The next thing I want to be concerned about are my major title. Okay, it's the major titles that we are working with. So you can see they use 3 bars. Okay, three bars, 3 banners. It's called banner in design, but what's that shape called again? Is it parallelogram? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we need to get in that shape to achieve what we want to do. Now, I mentioned a trick for using colors. For those who joined the class, I said, always note, let me move this boy aside for a while, that colors you use should be related to your image colors should often match with your brand colors in your design. Okay, there should be some elements of yours. So when you look for colors to do things that might give an idea of colors to use are your images and your logo. Okay, your logo and your images often provide a guide for colors to use, and it makes it uniform. So when you have your images with totally different colors from your logo, you find out it's not matching. Your colors are not matching and it's not looking neat. So that's another trick you might not probably learn in the usual graphics class. Okay, so I want to bring in a box for this guy. So let's look at shapes. Do we have that shape by default? Let's see all shapes. All shapes. All shapes, all shapes, all shapes, all shapes, all shapes. Shapes, all shapes. So we have different shapes here. Let's see. Is that the shape? Yeah, it's a parallelogram. Try it. Okay, let's go ahead. All right, so I just have to search for a parallelogram, and there I have it. Okay, so I don't know the extent to which console. All right, so anyway, I need to try out something. All right, let's go ahead. So you can either, please now, use that. So, please mute your mics. Okay, so now I have my parallelogram with the boy here. And from our sample here, I want to achieve 3 different parallelograms, right? So we have the main one here. Okay, let's duplicate to get our smaller parallelogram. Let's duplicate to have our smaller parallelogram. And that's, we have the smaller one here. So that's the thing about working with Canva, the extent to which you can edit. Okay, I think I can. Yeah, you can crop. So to crop, you just double click it and you're able to move the control tools to crop it. Okay, so what color will I be looking at? Okay, you can see from their concept here, they use shades of green, shades of pink, shades of blue. Our 042 yesterday had blue, but let's, should we still use blue? Let's work with shades of green today. So, yeah, let's work with shades of green today. So I want to make this a darker shade of green. Let me go with this. Then my upper parallelogram, let's give it a lighter shade of green. And then duplicate it and make this one. So here's the trick I'm going to do. I want to first make this white, then crop it. Get beautiful. So I have 1, 2, and 3. And I think I need to make this a little bit wider. Make it wider. You can only increase diagonally. So what you do is increase it diagonally to make it bigger, then crop it. So some of these things, you have to just find your shortcut around it in Canva. So I have this, but to really achieve that effect, that they had there, select multiple items. If you have to click and drag, but don't keep clicking and drag is that if you click and drag, you might even take the ones you don't want to take. So another method is to hold Shift and click all the items you want. Okay, I can even decide to group them so that subsequently it makes it easier to work with. So you just write, when you select all 3, you right click and group. Okay, so there's a rotate button there, and then rotate. Okay, see that looks nice and beautiful. Okay, so it's looking like we're going to still need more. Okay, so you see the problem. I'm looking at an image here that is done on A5. So because it's done on A5, there's still plenty room under and on top to write. Because what I'm working with here is a square. Do you get? I need to be able to creatively ensure that whatever I do will give me room to write under, at least to put details. Okay, at least to put details. So I want to move my boy up a little bit, just to give me room under for details. So what did I rotate to? Centralize. All right, so our 042, club 042. Now, because of, you can see part of the style, of this image, you might want to get a font that matches with that style. Okay, so let me first bring in my club 042. 2. Yeah, that's it. So, and I want to try out, let's make this white so there's a contrast. I'll go for 2. And let me see. Now I need to speed up. Okay, so what font is closest to that? We have Bebas. No, but Bebas is not really thick enough. If you have Bebas bold, yeah, it looks more like it. But if I use Bebas, okay, so let's say I go with Bebas for this class. So I click it and I rotate. That's about 10 degrees, or I think it's 9 degrees to be precise. So you see, I have my club 042. Yep. I can even still come here to, if I want to make 042 stand out from club, you know, to like to look like 2 words, I can make it a light green. Ta-da. Or I can, whether light green is the best, I can still want to make it a touch of mustard yellow or normal yellow. Looks playful. The yellow is close to your green. Now, see another skill. When you're wondering, okay, I'm working with green, what other colors will go? What other colors will go? Google is your best friend. If you don't even know how to type the English, just type colors that go with green. That's how plain your question can be. Colors that go with green. And see, you see different options under images. See, yellow, sometimes blue. You see different, so you see the palettes, different palettes that you can work with. You know, pair color with green, emerald green, olive green. Sometimes what you need to just probably do is a shade. It's a different shade. So let me hear in the comment section. Do you prefer the lighter lemon green, or the yellow? What do we think? You can just drop that in the chat section while I proceed. All right, so we are still making progress. Okay, so what I put under, okay, the yellow, nice. The question says the yellow. So I might want to still, okay, lemon green, okay? So different strokes for different folks. So just know what, you know, works for you. You know, as a designer, you should also enjoy your design. I know you are thinking of your audience, but you know, okay, that one says yellow, that's Chimera. All right, so fitness lounge. We call this gym and fitness lounge yesterday. Wow, it's plenty of lines. So I want to reduce my font. You can just click the tools, the control tools to reduce it, or you can go up here. You can change fonts, change name of font, type of font, font size, color, text, characters of your fonts, and all of that. Okay, and gym and fitness lounge. Okay. Now, on one hand, I can decide to make this a darker shade for better contrast. You can decide to put white. For me, I can decide to put darker green just for it to have a nice contrast. Now, this is where, now I want it to spread to look nice, you know, with this here. I can decide to leave this like this, or I can go to what we call kerning and lead or tracking, okay? It's usually called kerning. Let me type in the comment section. There's kerning. Kerning is when it's between 2 characters. There's tracking when it's within a specific selection, and there's leading when it's between lines. And I'll show you how that applies here. So When it's between letters, that's kenning. When it's line height, that's tracking. So what I'm going to do here, widen this. Okay, now I made the kenning too much. Do you see this looks really cute? By adding space in between the letters, came out looking really nice. Okay, so that's one effect you might want to put sometimes, but always know where to apply it. Okay, maybe what do I put on the top now? Maybe I want to put now open. Okay, let me reduce this a little bit. So, yeah, 130 looks good. Okay. All right, so 130. So you can see I'm making progress. That's the problem with this grid. It can really be frustrating sometimes. If you want to move somewhere, grid is saying no, follow me. Okay, yeah. All right. You can use your directional buttons to move it up or down. Okay. When your grid is refusing to allow you, use your directional buttons. It's easier on your phone to just interact with your screen. Okay. Looking at this with the dark green. So let's take a look at this with the dark green and with the white. Which do you prefer? I think the dark green is a lot more legible. So yeah, let me see that in the comment section. Dark green or white. Okay, so I remember we had a logo yesterday. What was that, our logo? So let's take a random logo. Said we use dumbbell. We used the dumbbell yesterday. And let's still use it again. So we just change the color to lemon green, or the dark green, depends. Change it to lemon green. Okay. Also, must there be a logo in every design? Okay. Now, beautiful. You want to brand your design. Do you know what happens on the internet now? Someone can just take your Nigerians are so sharp. Someone will take your full design. If they can, they will take your address and copy with it. So two things. First of all, why it's called a brand is because you always want your identity to be known to people. People should be able to easily recognize whenever we see that logo or that logo with the name, we know, this is, I did an app recently. Someone said, immediately I saw the logo, I saw New Life, I knew it was you. So people should be able to see a logo, it's the logo icon or the logo type and know that it's your business. Okay, it gives you an identity that helps you to be easily recognized over time. It creates an identity in people's minds so they know you. It is stored in their head. You know Glow logo, MTN. It's a subconscious impact you are making on those who view what you do. So even if you don't want to put a very big logo, at least put your logo icon. Two, it also helps you helps you secure your work and your designs and ensure that nobody steals it. Okay, people can still crop it out, but to an extent, people will not. Okay, now if you're doing someone said you're doing work for a big client, you put the person's logo. It's not your logo. So it's the person's brand that they want to see, not you. So when people are doing magazines and rest, they now, or sometimes people do flyers and put designed by. It's I'm not a fan of that. But people do that, and sometimes somebody pays you well, they tell you take that thing off. I paid you for the design, so it becomes their property. It's no longer your property. Give them, someone paid for it, so there's no reason why your logo should be everywhere or your name and all those name and phone number. I've always felt people that do that is maybe when you are giving someone free design, or the person is someone begged you to do it, but if somebody is paying you well, shouldn't be seeing your logo. The best you can do is you can now go in your portfolio, go on your social media, and also say, we did this job, and you can tag them. But also know if it's a confidential job or work that should not be made private. Do you get? And sometimes it has to be in agreement with them that you use it for your profession. But if it's something that your clients, and sometimes don't be too forward. Sometimes your client is planning for a release date. We're going to release this flyer next month. You now go ahead and post it on your own place. So sometimes I always take that permission and say, okay, I'll also post it on my social media handle. These are some things you might need to be careful about when dealing with big clients. Okay, knowing when to be able to post it on your own channels, but put their own logo, put their logo. It helps people recognize their brand. Okay, so where's the other information we used yesterday? So I don't have to waste much time. Let me just copy and paste. Okay, so let me bring this here and give it another color. Okay, let's say this one has a website, so there's still not much space. So I have to find a way to create space. Okay, so I'll move this up a little bit. Oh, I forgot to select the text. So you hold shift down, like I said, to select text. Move this guy up a little bit so that these ones can now come under. Okay. And then I can also now decide to put social media handles. Like I said, to get social media handle icons, you just simply go to elements and you see it there. Okay. I'll mention something real quickly because there's some things I'm doing quietly that you may not have taken notes, of. And if you don't do that, your design sometimes will not come out looking as good as you want it. So sometimes for social media, I might just decide to go with black. Today you're going with your color with black and white. You don't need too much. So try to make it smaller. Okay. So that's the least it can go. Import images. So let's select the text. Okay, that's fine. So of course, I don't have the same details they have in this flyer, but I think with these few points of mine, we're able to try and you can see where I got my inspiration from, and boom, I have my design. I can group it again. I move my boy up a little bit. Yep. Move this up. Group it up. Okay, now there's a part of the boy that came out, which is odd. Okay, so I didn't even notice that. So you don't want that part of the boy sticking out. So what do? I go to the boy and crop him. I crop him up to where he's hidden behind this, and done. So boy starts and ends behind here. And I have this. Boom, that's it. We have flash. You see how from a simple, you see my background. Do you notice the beauty of the background? It's not plain white. It's just that nice effect, looking transparent and all of that, okay? Let's say I even want my social media place to stand out. I can now probably decide to put a green bar here and make these two fonts white. It's your call, okay? It's your call. So your take home is get a design inspiration, and try it out. Get a design inspiration. If anyone wants to share a screen, I'll go into, thank you so much, Chinaman. I'll go into creating simple logo designs. Simple logo designs that you can use, okay? So here I have this for easy flyers, okay? They are, like I said, there are different concepts. I try to explain here. You can do an image and your write-up to the side. You can put your write-up central. You can put it on any side. Now, let's try out something. Food, so that I can show you placeholders, a concept called placeholders. So I want to do for a fast food or a restaurant, okay? So as usual, is there need of showing you how, would you like me to show you how to work with templates? I'm thinking if I show you how to build from scratch, working with templates will not be an issue because all you have to just do when working with templates is to edit, okay? But if you still think I should touch templates, then that's fine. I'll see how we can do that. But since templates are a lot easier, I'm thinking we'll just build from scratch. So let's try. I want to show you a concept of placeholders. Okay, concept of placeholders or frames. So I want to do a food design. Oh yeah, let's nominate. What's the name of this our food business? Oh, we are nominating the. If you think we should do something else apart from food, you can go ahead and indicate that. But let me see. So food flyer. Free pick also gives you nice concepts too, amazing concepts. Okay. Food. Food flyer. Abacha sports. Going to make me now salute for Abacha. Okay. All right. So let's go with Abacha sports. Okay. Wow, I love this. I love this concept. So you see how this thing works. You need to keep seeing a lot of nice professional. If the concept of nice design in your head are work designs, that's what you're going to be producing. So you need to constantly keep before you nice pictures of designs you would love to achieve. So Abacha sports. Let's see. I want to do something. I want to do a concept close to this, or play around so that we can try one or two things. So let's see. I want to make my background really creative. So I want to get an Abacha picture. Let's see, Abacha, A-B-A-C-H-A. What's Sani Abacha, please? Google. Stop embarrassing me. All right, let's go images. Okay, so very nice. It's really nice Abacha pictures here. Abacha sports. So who do I want to nominate? And someone with a really cool picture. Someone with a really cool picture. Look, yeah, you didn't invite us to come and join me, okay? Oh, for this class, let me use internet pictures. Can you still see my screen? Oh, sorry about that, okay? Let me just kidnap one from here. I need one that I can place in a second. So you see, I'm conscious about my placement. Conscious about my placement. I need one that has nice color. Okay, just permit me to take this one. It might not do justice, but we'll manage. Is that orange I'm seeing? Wow, or lime. Okay, so Abacha Sports. Now. Okay, let's go ahead. So I want to create a very interesting background. I want to try playing around with some concepts. You know, in my head, I saw the background I wanted to create, and I'm wondering how to achieve it with Canva. Let's see how possible that is. Okay, let me just play with your mind a little bit. You can all see this image here. It has yellow, it has orange, and it has the red. And there's still something happening in the background. Let's say I wanted to create that kind of background. What will I play around with? So you see, backgrounds are very key components. But backgrounds you can create custom backgrounds that do most of your work for you. You can also see a lot of these effects, these arrows, those are things that just make it look nice and fun. But I may not get out of that, but I'll just try and just play around and teach you how to play around with some concepts. So first I want to do is make my background, orange. Let me see if I take a gradient here, can I change it? Yes. Okay, so I want this to be orange instead. So we see the thing about so let me find another background instead. You can't do a gradient here. That's so sad. Okay, so I have to delete this one. If there's anyone that is close to what I want. Okay, let's type orange gradients. Okay, this might have to do for my orange gradients. Okay, then I can try to make it a lot more orange. Yep. So there I have my orange. What's the next thing I want to do? So I'm trying to play around with my concepts to see where I arrive at. Which one should come next? Which one should come next? Which one should come next? Let's look at our inspiration again. Okay, I think I know what we'll do. All right, so let's try this. So now, under element, so I was trying to show you, I was trying to show you, we have shapes and we have frames. Now, the difference between shapes and frames is that for frames, you can place an image inside the frame. Okay, you can place an image inside the frame. So I'm hoping this will give me what I want. But let's just go ahead first. Oh, okay. Let me drop the image first. Oh no. Can this have a color? Yes, it can. Beautiful. So let's say this is red. Now, there's an image I copied. That's my abacha image. Beautiful. So I want to do something. So this is me trying to see if my plan would work. It won't work. It won't work. Okay, no wahala. Let's get in a shape. I get in a shape, and my shape is red. Let make the shape red. Okay. Next thing I want to do is, my orange is not looking like the orange I wanted. Let's go back and fine-tune it a little bit. I think I went too much towards the other orange. So let's make it bright a little bit. Okay. I manage. All right. So if my circle has 1280 by 1280, that's what it is. Now I'm going to do something. To bring your images to the front or the back, all you have to do is go to position. On your keyboards, if you're using a Mac, I think it's Command and your parentheses, either open or close. If you're using a PC, I think it's still Control and your parentheses too. I think that's how it works. So I'm going to make this get to 1282. I want to try out something. 1280. 120 is not too much. That's the thing. These things don't have. Okay, good. 120. Now I'll put it directly on the same one and make it transparent. Ta-da! Yeah. So work is still starting. Don't worry. Then bring in another placeholder and bring my abacha again and drop it inside. Okay. We're making good progress. Good progress. So I have this my abacha here in the center of what we are doing. Can you outline? So we have our limitations here, but we'll do what we can with Canva. Okay, bring in another shape. Now I'm bringing a shape this time because I want to achieve an effect. Okay, I'll show you in a short while. Let's make this bigger. So I want to take that behind and make it white. Okay. Now this one here in front, my placeholder here in front, then there's the white behind it. Okay, I have to centralize that white. Okay, this is not bad. All right, so I have my abacha at the center, then I can decide to bring in my main name, which is the abacha spot. So this is food. With food, sometimes you might want to get creative with your font. I want to get creative with your font for food. So let's see. You can either decide to go with initial capital or everything in uppercase. Depends. So you can check out templates, just something that is close to what you want. If you don't find something close, then you might probably have to create yours yourself. Let me even try checking food fonts, just out of curiosity. Okay. Canva says, excuse me, sir, something like that. All right, so no wahala. Let's move on. Let's find. So for food, you want fonts that are roundish, that are bold, sometimes can be creative. Let's see, do we have any fonts like that here? It just depends. Let's see. If you see a font you like, background black, what does this look like? Abacha sports, okay. In a call of time, looking for fonts can be very, if I say, let me start looking for fonts here, I might delay you. So I'm just going to work with this so that we can move fast. So let me group this together. So I decide to make this look like my logo, or it's not really your logo, it's the name you are giving to, it's the title, it's the first thing you want your viewers to see. Sometimes you might not want your focus to be on the name of the business. If you have a promo, most times your focus is on the promo. Buy some delicious abacha, then people will see your business name. So it depends on what your focus is. Sometimes your focus may not necessarily have to be the business name, okay? Based on the purpose of what you are doing. You might want to even put delicious abacha in Enugu, delicious abacha in Lagos, delicious abacha in, Oyo. Just depends, okay? So I have my abacha spot here. I can decide to give it an effect. Let's see, what effect do I want to give it? So we have different effects. You can decide to give it a shadow. A shadow you can lift. Please mute your mic. Okay. So you can see this effect looks really cool. Let's see, calls. Beautiful, giving me a concept. You see, sometimes you just play around and God helps you with the concept. So because I have that round stuff, I can decide to curve. Try to curve it a bit. Trying to get a curve that is closest to my circle there. Okay. So you see that plan it and got that effect. Can you select multiple effects? No, that's so sad. Okay. So choose one. Of course, you can manually create your grid, your shadow effect if you want to. Okay. So we have the abacha spots. This is beginning to take shape. So I have my abacha spots. Conscious of time. So I can now probably come under here and okay, so let's try something. I want to still put a highlight on what people should expect. So banner. One thing you should learn how to work with are banners. Okay. So banners are these nice things you place over your image. See one. Decide to go with this. I don't like the outline on that. Decide to go with Let's look for creative banners. So when you have time for when you do your graphics and you have time, try to check, the multiple options you have at your disposal. Okay, check what you have at your disposal. So this helps you not to be monotonous in your designs. Okay, so let me just manage this one. For me, I probably won't have gone with this. Let me see. So most of the good designs are on Pro version. Okay, this is a little bit distracting. So let me just get the normal one. Let me get the normal one. So let's say I want to use this. So I want to use this. Okay. But this might not work for me. Okay, let's go with this. Okay. Ah, it's not free. Wow. Okay, no problem. So let me go with this and put my text and write delicious abacha. Now, of course, you need to know your content before you start. This, all I'm just doing now is just creating content on the spot. Okay. So I have my delicious abacha there, and I want it to be a bolder font, bold and small. The network is delaying. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's get another font. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I like this. Okay, so I can have this there, or I can decide to make this maybe still red or orange, having a good contrast, or white, as occasion serves you, and try to make your adjustments. So delicious abacha. So this is me. I can decide to move it up so that a little of the image is showing below. Okay. So I can now come under and put our contact details. So I'm just playing around. Maybe I like always having a logo. Okay. So forgive me for that. You can decide you don't want a logo in your listing, but it's always nice to have a logo if you can. No, not there. So you have the usual Control Z, Control Z. Okay, you can use that when you want to revert to when you make a mistake. So my logo, I can decide to go there. Can I change the color? No, I can't. It's an image. So you can get food icon instead. Get a food icon instead that you can change. This is pro. Okay, this is free. Okay, beautiful. I can change this. Yep, and give it yellow. Okay, or maybe give it white. Just depends. Just depends. Okay. Said this can also be red. Maybe a dark shade of red. That's the beauty of gradients. Yeah. don't have that privilege. So and even make it black, no, red. Okay. So you can play around with that. If I make it that dark red, I have to come and make this white. Do you understand? So I'm just playing around with the different colors. So I can come under, put my text, and okay, let me just quickly put text. But I want to be able to take questions so that we can get work done. So I can list my services here, maybe not this format. I can decide to now put about maybe not bullets this time, but maybe only about have catfish, pepper soup, has grills, you know, have chips and chicken, have fried rice. I might not decide to make it that long, but just do this centralized. So you can see I've listed my menu. I can decide to I can now go and make it black. I'm trying to do something. This red used to be a darker shade. Yeah, it used to be a darker shade, so not too bright. Nice. Nice. Bring this one back. Okay, so that's it. Okay, but our joint is almost done. So take note of take note of font placements. So give me a second. Take note of spaces. You see, my spaces are, you see my margins, I have my margins, my write-up is organized. It has proportion, okay? Always make sure. Now, notice these pink lines when I start moving these things. Those are guidelines, they are grid. So I want to make sure this one is in the center of my page. Once I see that pink line, that straight pink line that goes all the way from top to bottom, it means it is central to the page, okay? If you see the pink line only moving towards something else, it is aligning to that object. What if you want to align multiple objects together? What you have to do is select the multiple objects. Select all of them, holding shift, and go to position. You will see align. Or you can just click center. Okay, you can align left, you can align center. Okay, you can also space evenly, you can tidy up. Okay, so let's say they have, as usual, they have social media handle. What's their social media handle? About our sports. All right, so get your questions ready because I want to move into questions so that we can, anything you want me to try out, you want to ask how to do, or you didn't get clearly, so that I can spend enough time trying to see how best you can clear that. Okay. There's a lot more I can add to this image. Just if the more you look at it, the more you get concepts to add. Okay, but let me just stop here for now. Let me just stop here for now. So, okay, the floor for questions. Sorry, I haven't looked at the chat in a long while. Okay. Said I'm envious. Please don't be envious. No, you can do your own door-to-door delivery, bike service, home delivery. Oshe, wow. It's like all of you are in this abacha business together. Uh, okay, so we are going to bring in door-to-door delivery now. Because door-to-door delivery is an information that is in its own category, you might not want to put it together with. So I like the fact you brought that up. So door-to-door delivery can be on its own line. Door-to-door delivery. So I want my clients to know that we offer door-to-door delivery. So how do I distinguish it from my side? I don't want these things to be bold. So I can try to just make them. The font I'm using is Algrea. So once you start getting to the body of your, not Algrea it was. Once you start getting to the, what font did you use now? Okay, Allegria. Okay. Once you start getting to your, sorry, once you want to get your details, always try to maintain same font across board. What you can just do is use variations, maybe the bold, the medium, and all of that. When you get to it's wrong to start using too many fonts. So for me, I think Open Sans even works. Open Sans works. So let's make all the fonts Open Sans. Okay, there's Open Sans, there's Montserrat. All these are usual fonts for body content. Okay, so I want to reduce that a little bit. Sometimes Canva can really be slow depending on your network. Okay, so when I get my my social media handles, I might just want to group it. I think the keyboard shortcut is Control G. Yes, that's the keyboard shortcut. Control G. Okay, so door-to-door delivery. How do I make it stand out? Here's one way you can do that. I can put door-to-door delivery under and make it not bold. Or if I make it bold, here's what I can do. I can bring in the elements of line. Okay, so I'm zooming in for easy manipulation. So I can bring in a line, but this my line is too thick. My line is too thick. So what will I do? I'll go to the weight of the line. See, drop the weight. That way, I'm able to. So the controls of Canva can really be strange sometimes. Okay, now if I select these three, because I want my design to always look neat, I'll go to position. I'll go to position under this. When you click these three dots, I'll go to position, and then here's what I'll do. I'll first align all of them to the center. Center aligns it to a vertical center. Middle aligns it to a horizontal center. Do you get? So center, then I'll also ensure that I space it evenly vertically. What this does is that the space in between this and the line and the right up under is even. As whenever you get even spacing around your objects, it will always look nice and professional. Always try as much as possible to get even spacing. Okay. All right, so that's my Abacha sports flyer. Let me go back to the chat section. Let's see. Okay. All right, so questions. Oh, the network logged me off at the beginning. Wow. Don't tell me you missed this whole Abacha experience. So sorry about that. No problem. You'll get the video. Logo design. Okay, let me quickly jump into that one. We have less time, but I'll just do an extension to see. Okay, so let's see. Add new page. Let me just do a fresh work. Fresh work, logo design. Okay, so let's see. Go to home and templates. So that logo gives me, I think logo dimension is usually 500 by 500 pixels. So you can see different concepts and all of that. But let's just get into create a blank logo. Okay, so we are starting from scratch. Okay, starting from scratch. And what I was saying from scratch is that it helps you to have an idea of how to build from scratch. Okay, so all right, can someone else nominate the logo we want to do? Look, I know you this time, unless if nobody answers. Give me a name. Okay, the brand is footwears. What's the name of the business? So give me the nature of the business and the business name. Those two are usually very key to the logo. So Chinamaram says footwears. What is that? Is footwears the name? Footwears is the name, fine. Let me know. So but we're doing a footwear brand. Okay. Chinamaram is footwear is the name of the brand. Put that in the card. Okay. All right. So Malay collections, female footwear. Okay. Malay collections. It's long ago. Let me do only Malay. Okay, no wahala. When you have that, you know, sometimes people have no. We'll do the two. We'll do the two. I want to show you something. Precious, you just saved Chinemere. No problem. All right, let's go. Malay collections. Beautiful. So there are different types of logos to do. Sometimes you have logos that are just basically logo type. Okay. Malay boys. Sounds like Malaysia. All right, I'll do Malay, and I'll do Malay collection so that you see. Oh, there's the reason why I want to do the collection so that you see an effect. Okay, so let me get into this. Let me take out the chat section for now. All right, so I bring in my font. Of course, I bring in my heading. Whew. In the beginning was the blank page. So simple formats. The first easy formats are when, you know, in a logo, we usually have the logo icon. Depends on your logo. Now, I want to look at the templates and show you something. Now, just look at the templates for a while. Let me show you some things. Now, when you see an icon and there are logo formats where you have an icon and a logo type. The logo type is the font, the text. There are logos. You can see this one too has a logo and a logo type. Okay. The type is the font. You can see this one is like a badge. with everything inclusive. You can see this one has a badge, the logo icon. Now, some other logos are just merely fonts and other elements. This one has a logo and a line. Let's show you different ideas you can play around with. Okay, so you can see this one is a frame. That's what we're talking about elements. This is a frame, an icon, which is a shape and a text. Okay, this one has a shape and a text, a shape and a text. Some are just plainly text. Some is a shape, which it forms a frame, and more like a frame, a text. Okay, so we want to try out different concepts for Mali collection. So let's try the very first easy one. I might want to go with Mali in capital as uppercase. So I want something, let me try something. Let's see an interesting font. When you are using script fonts, those stylish fonts, they don't go well with all fonts in uppercase. I'll show you an example. That's one of the tricks you need to know. Look at how this Mali looks like with when all is in all caps. And let me duplicate it. And when it's just initial capitals. Okay, let me find a more interesting font. But I want to just show you something about when to use all caps or when to switch. Okay, let me find an interesting script font. This is Moontime. Where are these funny fonts coming from? Okay, kindly. Let me see another interesting font. What's this one? Virtual. So see this virtual and me trying virtual for, do you see? For script fonts, they always look nicer when you start with capital letters and enter into small letters. So when you're using script fonts, don't try to use everything in caps. It will not look nice. Look at the samples we have here. Have you noticed whenever they use big, bold fonts, they make it capital. In some cases, they make it initial capital. But whenever you have script fonts, they always make it start with initial. See this one, the Raging Rams. See this one too, Oguila Bistro. Are you noticing? So it's a trick. Okay, it's a trick. Whenever I use Ivory Bliss, whenever I use script fonts, I love this. Whenever I use script fonts, always make it initial capital. So back to, I'll come back to this Mali on top. So for Mali, let's use a font that supports, I want something nice, big. Let's see. Okay, female footwear. Okay, so let me try if serif fonts. Nah. It's either I get something condensed, something serif, or something scripts. Nope. Nope. Now, to be very honest with you, as a graphic designer, one of the most stressful part of your designs is getting fonts. I don't know how to overemphasize how stressful that can be. Because now I'm seeing all the script fonts I was looking for, but I don't want a script font yet. Where are my serifs now? Let me try. Okay. So serif fonts have an effect. I want to get the nice fonts I'm seeing are not. Okay, let me just manage this. Now, serifs usually have these things like spikes, and most times they are used in fashion. Okay, most times they are used in fashion. So let me try something. Mali. collection. I'm going to try different. So I have collection. Now my collection, don't want this collection to be same font. What I might do is give it a Montserrat. So go back and read up on types of fonts. Okay, so collection, make it central. Then remember that thing I told you about kerning? Give it some nice kerning. And they end up looking like one Italian designer. So this is me trying to just be minimalist. And okay, I want to do a minimalist design. I can do this. If you want to see the beauty of this, drop it on a black background. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so let me get a black shape. Let me take it to the back. Okay, and make my fonts white. So let's do it like this and just think the design is an Italian brand or a Malaysian brand. So that one you decide to brand this for. Okay. This is a shortcut. Man. Selecting things can be so stressful on Canva, to be honest with you. Okay. So this is one idea. Let me group it. I'm going to try out different ideas. Okay, Mali collection 1. All right, want to try an icon. Let me try an icon and let's see what that takes us. So go to elements, try female shoe. I saw one nice one now, but it's not free. It's not free. Okay. Okay. Just bear with me for the watermark. I mean, ideally, I wouldn't want the watermark to be there. So let me try flipping. I want to check something. Now you can flip your icons, okay? I try to flip it this way or this way. Okay, let's see which one works best. So where is my Malay? Okay, let's come again. Okay, trying to check something. Let me try something. So you keep trying out different things to find what you want. Okay, we're going to come to this, Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, collections. Most times, trying to put small letters on small letters doesn't always work out right, surprisingly. It doesn't. So most times, because having your capital letters always makes it like a square that you can modify. But I don't like this Malay. It's ugly. It's ugly. So let's see. Let's try all those our serif, our script fonts or cursive fonts. Yeah, that's the right word. Cursive fonts are for the stylish fonts. Some are scripts, some are not necessarily scripts. So Apricots. Let's see what you look like. Oh, I like this, but let's just check other options. Okay, I like this too. I'm checking the free options. Available. Okay. This looks mad. Yeah, that M is really distracting, but it can be used if you know how to manipulate it. Even this can be manipulated because there's a space between here and here that I can put my collections. Let me show you. I decided to go with this and make my collections smaller. Make sure it's not bold. It's not a bold font. I like Montserrat a lot. I'll be back to my courses. Okay. So yeah, shouldn't be too big so it's not distracting. You know, that's one way to play around with that, but I'm not sure I love that. I'm just showing you different things you can do. Still on cursive fonts. Let's see. Like I said, font selections can be stressful. This is nice. Beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. I'm sure it's likely I've chosen a font you even liked. And you're wondering, why didn't you choose that one? Okay. This can also be nice. That is, can even allow it to overlap. You shouldn't overlap by the default rule, but hey, that's graphic design. Sometimes you break the rules. Okay. And have this. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so because of time, I will just try and settle on one. I see plenty nice fonts. So sometimes it just requires you being patient enough to go through different fonts till you arrive at what you want. So please forgive me, there are better fonts I went through in the beginning, but just so that I can move on and you can get my point, Sha. I'll just go with this. So Mali collections. Or if now because Mali collections is long, sometimes people don't mind, but you don't want your design looking too long. So there's a part about proportion. This is if I want to make my design. I don't like this one again. Sorry, it's not working for me. It needs me to just work with this. Okay. So let's say I decided to use this, or another option I can do is to make my icon come to the top and put my write up under. I can even throw away the collections since we said we want to throw it away. So now see the thing, whenever you are going to use an icon, you need a font below that is less dramatic. If not, there's going to be a conflict because people are trying to focus on your font and focus on your icon. So if I want to place this on top, I might come back to the font I used there, which is Ibarra. So I've entered different styles at the same time. Maybe you're following. Okay, you see this font looks better when it's in caps. So on the side, this is what I want it to be. So I decided to ungroup it so I can select what I want to select. Ungroup, yeah. So remove it, pick this one, make it black. So let's say I wanted to give it a touch of color. Can make this probably purple. I don't like this purple is awful. Really nice shade. So it's your call. Ta-da! See my logo number 2. Okay. So first one was only just text. Second one, text. So let's go to the other one that had so I want to make sure we do 3 concepts. To just show you something. So we've done 2 concepts so far. I'll give you a third concept. So this one now, I would want to use a shape or an icon. Where's that one that font I didn't like before? What was the name again? Cursive font. Later sacked. I have to bring it back. Okay, it's not. See, all when it's in all capital letters, it doesn't make sense. So let's just see. This is what I want to work with. You know, like I said, you can often find a better font. Let me try out another concept. So I try to bring in a circle. Try to bring in a circle. Okay. And maybe what I'll do is, like I said, there's a limit to some interesting things you can do here. You are quite limited, but I mean, you should work with creating simple stuff. It wasn't created as a professional graphics tool. It was created more for convenience. Okay, so I decided to put this here and just simply Malay. Okay. So this can just be the logo. Simple as this looks, but can be your logo. So allow the white to play around. This can be a logo. Maybe I want to make it more dramatic. Bring in another shape to find what size is this? So 142. 142 by 142. So I can decide to make this, let's say you have 2 colors for your brand. Let me see. I'll make this a lighter shade and send it to the back. You can decide to make it transparent. Or you can decide to allow the Mali to go. So that's designing. Sometimes you play around with something that does not make sense. Maybe I'll leave that one, make it smaller. Now, okay. So maybe I'll work with this. My lead brand is up. Let me try alternating. Let's say this is the lighter one. And this is the darker one. And this font inside here is dark. So that's graphics for you. You just keep playing around till you find something that looks like a picture in your head. Now, the beauty of using templates here is that or checking for now, I don't want a full circle. I want an outline. You have to search for that one manually. So let's take this out. Take this out. So my font, let's make it, take it back to problem. Then come to outline. And try to put an outline. And good. See, I'm aligning it, centralizing it. Okay, make it gold. Oops, sorry. So let's say I even wanted purple and gold. I decided to do away with this guy. So this is me just playing around. I mean, try your hands on different stuff, know what you want to do, and get what works for you. Okay, so you can either be playing with words, playing with shapes, playing with icons, but you can see proportion. When you have a name like group, enterprise, all of that, sometimes you might want to reduce the focus on those words that are more like description and put, like mine is New Life Multimedia. I don't want people cramming multimedia. What I want people to know in their heads is New Life. So some people will tell you, just leave it as Mali, take out the collection. Okay, so I'll say I want the collection to always be in my logo. Fine, you leave it there, the Mali collection. So these are just on the spot. Trust me, when I stay on a logo, I spend a whole lot of time. I'm just trying to do a quick 10 minutes logo for you. Most times I see a logo, I design it for a while, I leave it, I go, I come back, I try out 4 things. Okay, so when people pay me for logos, I give them at least 3 to 4 samples because I try the different concepts in my head. Okay, can you watermark your designs on Canva? Yeah, I'm sure, but if you put in your text and make it transparent, let's say the name of my business is, let's put anything now, New Life. Everything I've designed here, I don't want anybody to steal it. I don't want you to steal my Mali logo. So make it transparent. So what I'm just going to do is simply make it transparent, make it big. You know how Shutterstock frustrates people. Make it transparent, make it transparent. Maybe even do 2 self on the page. That's an example. Or I can try to take one and rotate it. And make sure it touches the images. Okay, when I download. So that's you being able to, this button under that has this is what you use to rotate. Okay, what you use to rotate. And this one here, this icon here is for transparency. Let me give all my time is up. I'm just giving extra rules. Whenever you drop an image inside, please don't be dragging images. Anyway, these ones, they help you not to distort it. Okay, they help you, thank God. Because if we use some people by default, they will take the picture and be dragging it sideways. And so Canva by default helps you not to distort your images. I think that's nice. Okay, any more questions? I'm over time right now, but just to ensure that you benefit from this video, do we have any more questions? Do we have any more questions so that I can handle them? Do we have any more questions? And the benefit you have for all those who registered is that even after this class, you can chat me up to look at your designs, to help out. Probably you're facing an area where something you try to learn is not working. I'll be more than glad to help out. Okay, you can just send me a message on WhatsApp. Okay, and of course, don't forget to download. Once you are done, I mentioned this yesterday with your design, you click download. PNG suggested, do you get, so that you will not, you have a transparent background. But if you don't want a transparent background, use JPEG format. Okay. Use JPEG format. So this is a beginner's class. Trust me, you can't. I'll see if you can have an advanced where we go more into animations and videos and all of that. But feel free to reach out if you need more information. Yeah, Lucas says with the ton of information here, I wonder how the masterclass will be. Trust me, this is not a one-day, not a one-day adventure, but it gives you a basis to start. It gives you a foundation. Yeah, if you're going to be doing a lot of designs, it's advisable to just pay for a full subscription on Canva. You would benefit a lot. I mean, you have access to pictures, templates, fonts, and all of that. I don't know how much the subscription is. You need to check. I rarely use Canva, so I don't have a subscription. But for places like FreePic, where I get good pictures and stuff, I have subscriptions there. Okay, any question? This is almost 30 minutes beyond. I'm so sorry. Just had to do this during the last class, but the next 1 or 2 minutes, any pressing question? If not, we can do that on a one-on-one. I will be glad to answer your questions on a one-on-one basis, okay? So let me know if you have questions. Okay. All right. See, there's been information overload, I'm sure, and that usually happens when you stay for long hours. So there's so much you've heard, there's so much you need to. So I'm going to send the videos today, before the end of today. I'll ensure it's converted and sent to your email. I'm hoping we all, the link I sent got you to register before attending the class. In case you didn't come through that registration link, just send me a message after now to be sure you get the email. To be sure. Norma can't hear anything. Wow. I'm hoping it's just now it started though, because I'm sure others can hear. Can others hear me? Okay. All right. So thank you guys. If you have any other question, you can send me a message on WhatsApp. Number is there. And if you have your designs and New Life Multimedia, we offer graphic designs. We offer not just graphic design, we offer web designs. We also offer mobile apps, mobile app development. So you want to develop a mobile app, you want to develop your website, you want to work on different stuff, you can contact us. You also want to print, and we deliver across, okay? Of course, waybill charges apply. So you can visit our website at www.newlifemultimedia to see the different things you can do. Okay, different things you can do, and I'll be glad to just take any questions much later after this class. Type it in the comment section. Okay, so please just visit the website. Also visit the Instagram page, and it would be nice to get your feedback. So yeah, maybe you can just do that in the next 2 minutes for me. I'd like to have your feedback here so that we can get a screenshot and get people to see the impact of the training. I'll just finish after the class, but you can just do that in the chat section. That's just the last thing you do for me. Put that in the chat. Of course, this training is highly discounted. That's just the truth. But I've had a lot of demand. Okay, Elika says, thank you so much. It's a dream come true. Thank you so much. I had a lot of people who wanted to be here, but because of urgent appointments that came up. So what's your feedback in the comment section? What was the class like for you? Let me see that in the chat section. Also visit our Instagram page at New Life Multimedia. Okay, Instagram, Facebook, you can check us out and follow us on social media and like our Facebook page. Okay, so one more minute though. Let me see your feedback. Did you get anything? Was it simplified? Was it too complex? Were you lost? Was it clear? Okay, just 1 minute, just type it out in the comment section. Okay, so let me just give that 1 minute before I type it out. Okay, using session at the balance between theory and practicals. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your reviews. Thank you so much for your reviews. I'm glad we're able to cover grounds. Videos were clear and instructions. Special says I feel like a pro. You're already a pro. It's not you're becoming, you're a professional. Sometimes it's shocking that a lot of people who claim to be professionals out there don't even do jack. Okay, thank you guys. I had an amazing time and I'm glad you also did. Everything will be sent to your email, okay? And we hope you also partake in future classes. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be in touch. I'll be in touch. All right, bye. Thank you, Norma. All right, guys, see you later. Have an awesome weekend. Thank you. Thank you.